Wait. Never mind. I was going to do something. Now I changed my mind.
Well.
Because you probably hey everyone. You probably would have gotten mad at me because I would have taken a minute. But hey everyone. I'm so used to saying Big Ragu 84 here, but I can't. No one. They don't even know about that.
I'm the Big Ragu.
They don't even know.
Well, they should know. We should tell them. Hey, I'm the Big Ragu.
Well, no, they don't know that I used to be named that. When
he first set up all of his stuff years ago, he used my Gmail to help set it up or whatever. So that kind of
influenced it.
So it automatically named his channel the Big Ragu 84. So everybody thinks he's the Big Ragu. That's not true. I'm the Big Ragu. He's
thanks for your insight.
The little noodle or something. I don't know.
Thanks for the insight. Such insight. So we're here.
People so
stupid breakdown. This was for the like goal of 100 likes that we set, and it's past 2,000 now. So it's long overdue. It's been about 3 weeks, probably closer to 4, but it's long overdue. Got the lyrics right here, even though I know the lyrics.
I got the lyrics.
He's got the lyrics right here.
Yeah.
I know the lyrics.
See, things like this, when you get older or you become a dad or whatever, things like this just kind of happen. Like I wouldn't have done this when I was in my 20s. When he was born, they issued me a pair of white New Balance tennis shoes, khaki shorts with a belt, phone case that clips on the belt. Hey everyone.
Hey everyone.
Sorry about that. We had some technical difficulties. You may notice that we're going to try and include it. It's probably going to cut out, and it was right in the middle of just a perfect joke. I mean, I was setting it up. I mean, it was dad stuff, and it was great. And then, bam, error in recording. So,
but it should still be good.
Yeah, so. Hopefully we can get it in there. We were doing a theme on the dad. What happens when you become a dad? We got the lyrics, which of course I printed out because my son has the song memorized, and I never would have done this. And you become a dad, they issue.
It's so sad. That was such a good joke too.
It was good.
It was gonna be
hopefully
so
it gets
good.
in there. If not, whatever. I'm sure another one will come across my mind at some point. So
no, it doesn't come across your mind. It comes across your mouth, and you just say it.
That's pretty true.
Okay. Let's not wait any longer because we don't know how long this video is going to be. We're going to try and keep it around 30, 40 minutes. So you ready?
I'm ready, baby.
Alright, hopefully we can actually hear. Let's hope we didn't mess anything up. You can hear it?
I can hear it.
I'm praying that the world changes soon. Can get a doobie on a plane, but there's Uzis in our schools. Every dude who touched a boob or a booty getting me too. What you expect from the kids who went to Hooters after school? We're all triggered and defensive. We're all racist and we're
See, I my favorite part of this video, and I know we're gonna break down some of the lyrics too, but are these images, man crucified for having an opinion. I mean, I freaking love it. I mean, that says just a lot of things, of things to it. But some of the lyrics that are, can't get a doobie on a plane, but there's Uzis in our schools, and he's talking about. Obviously, in America, we have a mass shooting issue, and nobody knows how to deal with it. And it's not just the mass shootings. I mean, there's guns in all kinds of different schools. You just never hear about it. So, I mean, that's a problem. Like, I believe in the Second Amendment. I have firearms in my house. My kids have been trained to use them. My wife is trained to use them. They respect them. They've been taught since they were young how to deal with them, and they're always treated and how to treat them and have respect for them. And I think that's a crucial step if you're going to be a gun owner, to be a responsible gun owner, is to. This kid's had more training with those firearms than probably some police officers have had, and I think that that's a crucial step to having guns in your house. Is there needs to be safety issues, needs to be how to treat the weapon and have a respect for life, because if you don't have that, then you don't need to have a gun, like I believe in the Second Amendment and the right to bear arms and to keep arms. The problem is not everybody can handle that right. In fact, there's a lot of people that can't. There was one time I think we were at at a fair or something, and there was a guy, and he was carrying a pistol on his side, and it was all pistol was one of those Velcro holsters. It's just terrible, and it was like around his back. I don't know. Do you remember that incident? It was a local fair. But anyway,
incident. Wait, what happened?
It wasn't an incident. I made an example out of it for you. I said, if you ever decide that you're going to carry a gun
on your back.
Yeah, I was like, don't wear a gun on your back.
Someone could just take it.
Yeah, it's just stupid. I mean, because
I do remember something like that.
Yeah, it was out in the open, and it just looked like shit.
It just doesn't look cool.
Well, no, it's not about looking cool.
No, I know.
When I have my firearm on me, nobody knows it. I mean, it's concealed. Like he wonders why I wear something a certain way, like if we go to the movies or whatever, and it's because I'm carrying my pistol on me, but it's where you can't see it. And a lot of states, of course, you have to have permits to do that. So know what your state laws are on it, and if you're going to carry one, and carry it properly. If you have kids, especially when they're really young and they're not ready to learn about firearms, you need to have them secured. And as soon as they're old enough to start teaching them about that stuff, you start at the very beginning. You go through safety stuff. Like he went through hours of familiarization with firearms before he ever fired his first shot.
Yeah.
And like, I'll give you an example. I quiz him every now and then. I'll quiz him right now, right here.
Oh no! Please don't do nothing on the spot.
If you see a firearm, is that firearm loaded?
Yes.
When is it unloaded?
Never, until you check.
How many times?
3.
That's right. You check, you double check, you triple check. And if I'm there with you or somebody else is there with you, what else do you do?
Never point at someone.
Well, that's true. But you have them check. Have another set of eyes check. Yeah. So anyway, that's my little firearms thing.
Little quiz.
So just be responsible. People say responsible gun owners. Well, a lot of people don't know what that really is. Anyway, but he's talking about them getting in schools, and what it is, these kids, they take their guns to schools. They might be their parents' gun. They might be a gun that they purchased. If they're 18 years old, there's a lot of states you can purchase long guns at 18. And there's been a lot of talk about raising that age. This goes to the whole. My main argument about that kind of stuff is it's a mental health issue in a lot of these cases, and people have been bringing up red flag laws and things like that, and those are unconstitutional. You can't preemptively take stuff from people. You need to learn more about civil rights if you're going to try and start instituting stuff like that. Because who's to say? Who's the judge on that? Your neighbor. What if your neighbor just doesn't like you, or they have a beef with you, and they know you have firearms, so then they report you to the local authorities or FBI or something, and so then they come and take your guns? No, can't do that. There's a big problem in this society today that there's no more. You're guilty until proven innocent now, and that's not how our system was supposed to be built. It's innocent until proven guilty, so you can't preemptively take people's property. You can't preemptively convict them on things, and anyway. So, all right, let's go to the next one.
15 seconds. Let's get to the next line. We're going line by line.
Texas, we all grew up watching South Park. How are we offended? Now being fat is beautiful. Name a thing that you can't do. Jumping jacks, run a mile, live past 42. Man, it used to be cool.
All right.
So,
he says it's so good. He's talking about he got the Me Too movement in there a little bit. Kids who go to school at Hooters after school. The Me Too thing, okay. You don't touch a woman like that. It's just, I don't even know why we have to teach this. I do. We've had plenty of conversations. He's at that age where he's thinking about girls all the time. And a lot of y'all met his girlfriend. She got on a live stream yesterday or the day before.
It was.
And so he's thinking about that kind of stuff all the time. So you have to teach them how to interact with females, with women, appropriately. And there's guys that just, they think that it's okay to just rub across their butt or rub across their breasts, and what they need is a good hard slap in the face. What they need, it might set them straight a little bit.
Why do we even have to teach that? I feel like it should be just common sense.
I think it's because you feel that way because I have to bring this up, but you have. I'm not trying to brag about myself, but he has a pretty decent example to live by. We don't encourage that type of thing. We don't. That's why it's so incomprehensible to us sometimes, because we just don't live that way. Guys who grow up in that, or they're letting their music raise them, or they're letting the world raise them. We talked about the world raising people in the Snowflakes video. You know, the world raising people nowadays, and with social media the way it is, the Twitter, whatever it's called,
Tweeter,
the TikTok, the YouTube,
the TikTok.
You know, if you're gonna let those environments raise your kids, I mean, I've seen some crazy stuff on those things, and I'm just like, and they'll get these videos, whether they're sexual in nature or whether they're violent in nature, and if that's getting into their brains, then that's a huge part of the problem right there. He has to give me his phone anytime still to the day if I ask for it, and I go through it just to make sure. I don't feel like I have to do it as much anymore, because I see the way he interacts with his girlfriend and work, and I see the YouTube channels. Yeah, he lets a curse word slip out every now and then. I'm not going to camera him for saying a curse word, especially when he's playing a game. I mean, games will make you curse.
Yeah, Dad, games will make you curse.
That's right. I drop the old F-bomb every now and then. But, you know, I'm talking about real stuff. You know, if I heard him cursing in his regular speech all the time, yeah, we'd have a problem. If I saw him sexualizing women, you know, all the time, then we'd have a problem, and we would address it. But if those things go unchecked, I guess it's human nature in a way to pursue those types of things, because they feel good. You know, if it excites you,
you've never been taught that they were wrong,
right? Then you're going to keep chasing it because it feels good to you, or you get some kind of mental kick, like as far as violence is concerned. Maybe it makes you feel powerful to bully people or to be violent towards people. And so you get this mental satisfaction. People do things that bring them, that they get something out of it. Like we were talking about haters, like on YouTube, you know, since that's a big part of what he does, and dislikes and people who ever post negative comments. And I told him not to give them any attention, because that's what they need. Trolls need that. They need that attention. They're doing it because they're getting something out of it. So take away what they're getting out of it, and they will stop doing it. They're trying to get a rise out of you. And y'all can take that to your social media stuff too. You know, don't let somebody bring you down, and don't let one person out of hundreds. You know, because we talked about the like to dislike ratio. Yeah.
Like
you got 2,000 likes on this video, the People So Stupid video, and you've got like 5 dislikes. Don't focus on the 5 dislikes. You know, focus on the 2,000 likes.
Yeah.
You know, and the good positive comments. You guys have been awesome with that. So that's a big part of this. So. Then we jump into, you know, how we get so defensive when we grew up watching South Park. Exactly. That offended everybody all the time. That was the point of the show. And somehow, I don't know, man, we all got soft. And I know I didn't grow up watching it. I was already an adult when that came out.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that, you're that old?
Well, you know.
Wait, when did that show come out? I feel like it came out like the 90s.
Right. I was in the military in the 90s.
Yeah, that's right.
1993. Anyway, the point being is that show, it was just about being funny and picking on everybody for various stereotypes, and it was funny, and everybody got a kick out of it. And maybe you could find a piece of something you did or said in there, and you thought it was funny, and that was it. And we moved on. We didn't care. Maybe it's because we didn't have the platforms to bitch and moan about it all the time. I don't know. Social media, I think, is the downfall of our society. And then we talked about, we actually did hit this pretty good in the actual reaction video.
The body positivity
stuff, which I'm just going to say this. If you are a large person and you're okay with that, hey, I'm okay with it. I'm not going to make fun of you for it. I'm not going to rag you for it. I'm not going to tell you you need to go on a diet. I'm not going to try and lead. You know, if you're okay with it, hey, live your life, man. You want to eat any kind of way, do it. That's your day. It's your right, and I am all for it. What I don't like is that it's now being glamorized, and and so people that would maybe think about trying to lose weight or trying to live a better or healthier lifestyle are now feeling shame from that side. Well, why are you trying to do that? And when you're being fat, it's being beautiful, and you know. And I'm not saying there aren't bigger people that are beautiful people. That's not what I'm getting at here at all. It's just. Science has been looking at this for a long time, and obesity can be very dangerous. And so, it kills millions of people every year. It causes diabetes, various heart problems. So there's nothing wrong with trying to get in a little bit better shape or just eat healthier. You don't necessarily have to go out and run 20 miles. That's not what I'm saying. But you can eat healthier and have a lower cholesterol and lower your need for sugars and things like that, and be healthier. That's what it's all about. And so this whole glamorization of just be who you want to be, and it's beautiful. Some things just you should work on, and I'm not going to fault you for it. If you want to eat cheeseburgers every day, then do it. That's your right as an American, baby. Do it.
That sounds pretty American. This whole conversation about this body positivity thing reminds me. Have you heard of a comedian? He's Australian. His name is Isaac Butterfield.
I have not heard of Butterfield.
He posts videos about this kind of stuff all the time. Specifically about feminism and stuff like that. People that are just being sexist or racist or anything in general. He just like Tommy calls out all the bullcrap, and you should check him out. He's pretty funny.
I'm a big fan of Bill Burr right now. If you don't know Bill Burr,
is he the dude that played as the dude on The Mandalorian?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Of course, he didn't really play a funny role on The Mandalorian, but he did good.
Is he a comedian?
Yeah, he's an actual comedian. But here's the thing: he was I don't think he still is. He was a huge liberal a few years back. And he is one of those people, because he does stand-up comedy, that has gotten caught in the crossfires of this cancellation stuff. Because you can't joke about stuff anymore. So it's changed a lot of his personal views. And he was funny before and after. Like, just because someone, whether they're liberal or conservative or whatever, I can watch them in a program, and if the program's still entertaining to me, then I'm still going to watch it. I'm wearing a Star Wars shirt. I love Star Wars. I've said that before. Some of their stuff is great. Some of their stuff is not so great. I think when you try to force, no pun intended, when you try to force issues that are current out here in society into your programming, that it doesn't always taste the best. It doesn't sit well with me. And Star Wars is a situation.
It can be that way with music too.
Yeah, definitely. But especially something like Star Wars, this has been diverse since its inception in the 70s. So you don't really need to force the issue. Just play your show. And that's what The Mandalorian got right. Mandalorian was a breath of fresh air for Star Wars. It was freaking awesome. And you had very strong, powerful women in that story. But you didn't see them just saying, down with men, we hate men because of it. No. You just create your character and let your character be badass, and that will speak for itself. Yeah. And you don't need to downplay anyone else to lift somebody else up, and that's a big problem in society. People feel the need to push people down to lift others up, and you don't need to do that. Just lift the others up. If you just create a good program that tells that story, you're going to be fine. And it was very entertaining to watch. And anyway, so. We went from being overweight to going to talk about Star Wars. That's pretty good.
You always find a way. I tell you, you always find a way to talk about Star Wars. All right, you ready? I backed it up a little bit.
Name a thing that you can't do: jumping jacks, run a mile, live past 42. Man, it used to be cool to just flip a bird to the system, and now it's trendy to be triggered and pretend you're a victim. It's my race, it's my weight, it's because I'm a Christian. I hate the internet and anyone.
Sing it to that?
And everybody angry if you say white. Okay, fine. Pass me the brush.
We'll cut off there before we get into this. Let's see. Hey, flip a bird to the system. Boom. I don't really. I don't like flipping the finger. It's not my thing. But now, yeah, it's right. We used to give the big FU to the system, right? That's how most of us grew up, whether we knew it or not. And now the system is completely different, and it's all about cancel culture and being triggered and being a victim. And it's like,
sweating down.
Well, see, here's my thing: you will never be happy in life if you go through everything as a victim. You will never be happy because it's always somebody else's fault. If you can't look at yourself and find what your role is and why you're not happy, then you're never going to be able to fix it. Because the only common denominator in every issue you have is you, right?
That's the quote. I'm calling it. That's the quote right there. of the video.
if you have a consistently similar issue, like people that are bad in relationships, they're always in a bad relationship. Well, the one thing that's the same in all those relationships is you.
That's true.
So if you want to fix that problem, that cycle, then you got to figure out what you're doing that causes you to pick people that you're not good with. And some people are just attracted to that, and more power to you. But it's gonna kill you mentally. So, but it's my race, it's my weight, it's my religion.
You can't blame something that you can't really control for problems that you have. Like if it's a problem with your race, yeah, you can't control that. But you can't blame it because you can't control that. If it was and then height too. You can't control your height unless you get leg extensions or something. Who would want to do that?
Do they have those?
Yes, they do. But yeah, you can't control that. You can't blame all that stuff. Yeah. I mean, actually, you can control your religion.
You can, but not really.
You believe what you believe.
Because religion is very, very personal to you. And what your heart opens up to is what your heart opens up to. So I don't think that you really control religion. You can preach to somebody all day long, and they may never accept God or Jesus or whatever, or any other religion for that matter. Yeah. But then one day they just all of a sudden do because their heart opened up to it. Maybe the Holy Spirit did something with them. So I don't know that you really pick your religions. You do give yourself an opportunity to be exposed to them. So
there's some people that don't even believe in religion.
I mean, yeah, that's cool. As an American, you have the right, and I would love to talk with you sometime.
I kind of get it.
If you look around how the world just works, you can chalk it all up to nature if you want to, but there's a plan. All right, there's just no way this shit came.
A wise man once said,
"There's just no way it just happened."
I'm gonna say this once, and you will, and I know for a fact you will hear this quote again.
It's hurt.
Someone said in a song that you will hear eventually, for a fact.
Must be Dax.
It may be. You'll see. He said, "I believe that the religion was created by the world to create a whole disguise, just to keep us in these chains, while the rich get richer and the poor pray to you and perpetuate a lie."
Mm. Damn, that is pretty deep saying.
And so you will hear that again at some point because we are going to start doing Dax. And yes, it was Dax. I'm not going to tell you which song, but that kind of makes. It kind of makes sense.
I'm going to say this. Religion.
It feels like it's dividing people.
Religion is created by man.
Yeah. He doesn't believe it was created by God. He don't think that God intended it.
I think God intended
he believes in God, but he doesn't believe in religion.
I believe that and that's not exactly, that outlook isn't necessarily wrong. I think that God did want to use religion to speak to as many different people around the world as he could. So I would have to give a lot more thought to what he's trying to say there. But religion was created by man, and then it got split and split and split and split because, and that's all a man issue. That's not a God issue.
It's a common denominator.
All right, so let's keep moving. We're not even halfway through the song.
We got 17 minutes. My butt, Dad.
All right, we need to go back.
Okay.
If you say white, okay, fine. Pass me the brush and I'll paint my face to the shades right. Let's talk about abortion. Sorry, tell me how this works. Bacteria is life on Mars, but isn't life on Earth? Weird.
What? Stupid. All right. So.
All right, we got a lot to talk about, so let's just go.
Everybody angry if you say white. I don't have a real thought on that. Not if you say white. I think that people are more angry when a white person talks about other races. They try to remove the ability for a white person to be able to comment on things. Well, you can't comment on that because you're not black or you're not Asian or you're not whatever. And, I can still have an opinion. You don't have to give it any thought, but I can still have an opinion. He can still have an opinion. Everybody can have an opinion about any subject, anytime, because we're about to get into one that people will say, well, you're a man, you can't have an opinion. Bullshit. I can have an opinion. Now, whether or not you listen to it or whether or not you care about it, hey, that's fine. That's up to you. But don't tell me, anybody ever tells you can't have an opinion about something, they don't want to debate you. All right? So that's usually a sign that they're weak in the way that they think. It's a shutdown move. And if you ever watch any people that are really good at debates, especially if they're political debaters, one of the key signs that they're winning a debate is the person will either get defensive or they will start to use what I call shutdown lines, where they start just, instead of attacking your opinion, they're attacking you.
Dude, anyone does that in any fight, every
if
time.
they start attacking you personally, that means they do not have a good answer to whatever you were talking about. So and so now we're going to get into the topic, abortion. And he mentioned it in Snowflakes too, big time. That it kills. I mean, it kills more babies than I think anything else. I mean, it's millions.
I think specifically he said like school shootings, right?
Right.
Specifically.
Yeah, that's specifically what he was talking about. I'm trying to look up the actual words talking about abortion. Tell me how this works, because like here's life on Mars and Harvey's life on Earth. Okay, the abortion debate has been going on for decades, almost a century.
Yeah.
Whether and there may be people that are watching this that are pro-life or pro-choice. So I'm down to hear whatever you got to say. I'll listen to anything you got to say.
He does go and read the comments
with
you guys sometimes.
I am pro-life. Okay. A lot of people like to bring up this scenario when you're a pro-life person that talks about, well, what if she was raped and got impregnated? They give you this ridiculous, not saying impossible, it is possible, but they give you the absolute worst case scenario. Let's put it that way: the worst case scenario for why you would want to have an abortion. And if that's the norm, okay, then yeah, we got some other problems.
We got bigger problems.
All right, so that's the biggest thing. People aren't using it for that. People are using it as a form of birth control, in my opinion. They made a mistake. They realized they got pregnant. They don't want it, and they just don't want to have the baby. And there's literally, I know couples right now that would pay $20,000 or more. They would give their life savings to have a kid. All right, they can't have one.
To have an abortion.
To have a kid. Mm-hmm. So there are a lot of other options. Now I know carrying a baby for 9 months and then giving up for adoption. You're talking about a lot of different things here.
Thanks for the subscriber. By the way, every time you hear that sound, that's someone subscribing. We just found that out like 2 days ago.
You just found that out.
Oh, okay. Well, I found it out and I told you.
I knew the whole time.
No, you didn't. You're like, what is that sound? I want it to stop right now. That's what you.
I don't think.
Oh, we got to get this hurry up. I got to leave for work in 3 minutes.
All right, so we may have to take a break.
We might have to split this into 2 parts.
Anyway, God, on an abortion topic, and I lost my place. Sorry. All right, so anyway,
we'll finish this up, and then we'll have to wrap it up just for at least for now.
We'll do a part 2.
We'll either do a part 2 or we can come back later and finish.
I'm back on.
Okay.
All right. So they give you that scenario. So, but then here's the flip side to the debate is women are going to get abortions anyway. If they want an abortion, they're going to get one. And this is what was going on back before it became law of the land. Was they would go to these butchers, and they would have these babies ripped out, and the girl, and not only with the baby, not actual butchers, they were somewhat medically inclined.
I was like
an actual butcher. I saw his face. I was like, not an actual butcher. I call them butchers. The women would come out, and they would also have life. Their life would be in danger because of the procedure they just had. So the government stepped in to say, well, maybe we need to legalize this because women are dying or being seriously traumatized or hurt by this. So, it's one of those things where they're going to do it anyway, so we need to make it as safe as possible for them to do it. And that's the only argument that I feel like you could maybe hit me with that might make me change my mind, but it's not. I mean, just saying that I understand that. I can get where that's coming from. But with the new heartbeat bills that have come out from conservative states, and that's what he was talking about, bacteria's life on Mars, the heartbeat's life on Earth, the left is fighting against the heartbeat bills. And I know that the heartbeat starts anywhere from like 6 to 8 weeks. Yeah. So it's pretty early in the pregnancy, but that's the conservatives' way of kind of compromising with the fact that they know they're never going to overturn abortion. Because they aren't. That's never going to overturn. I don't think that will ever overturn. So their way of dealing with say, well, when that child has a heartbeat, because conservatives have always believed that life starts at conception. The second a woman gets pregnant, that's life. And I believe that, okay, because that's, to me, all life is ordained by God. So that's the way I believe. But for the conservatives to kind of start just putting in these heartbeat bills, well, at least y'all can understand that if it's got a heartbeat, it's alive, right? No, apparently not, because they're fighting them. And so, I don't know that
liberals are trying to say that if it has a heartbeat, it's not
a violation of women's rights. See, that's the thing. This is the thing about rights. I'm very big on rights. Stay with me. We're about to take a break. All right. I'm all for people's individual rights until your rights trample on someone else. Okay? Like, I don't care how you live your life as long as it doesn't affect anyone else. All right? And that's the problem with abortion. I don't see it as a woman's right because it affects another living thing. And that's just how I feel about it. And there's nothing you can say that's going to change my mind on that. Not anything. We're just going to have to disagree on that topic. That goes to the trans athletes that we mentioned, the snowflakes. Is I don't care if you want to live your life as a woman or a man. That's fine. As long as it only affects you. But the second you start allowing biological men to compete in women's sports and start to dominate the sports, you are now trampling on the rights of another person. That's just not fair. And that's where I have the problem. Your rights don't trump anyone else's. Period. All right? And that's the deal. That doesn't matter. If you want to protest. That's fine. You have the right to do that. You do not have the right to stop traffic. You do not have the right to stop anybody else from going where they need to go. All right? Now you're violating their rights. And your rights don't trump theirs.
Right.
All these rights.
Right.
Well, let's take a left. and we're going to take a break from the video.
That's really good.
We'll come back and finish up. He's got to go.
I don't know if should we upload this as a part 1 or should we come back later and finish it and then
let's do it as one. I think I'll do it as a part 1 because we're at 30 minutes. And then
do another part 2.
We'll do a part 2, but we're going to do it quick, and we're going to get them uploaded pretty much together. So you can go from part
They'll probably get on the same day, but just at different times. So,
all right.
Hopefully you guys enjoyed. We are going to come back for a part 2. We did not expect. Get here.
I got it.
Where are you?
Bacteria's life on Mars. It's right here.
Right in the middle.
Yep. We finished that stanza.
That's stanza.
It looks like a stanza.
Well, that's what they're called in music. Okay. So we marked our place. We're at 43 seconds. We're at 43 seconds.
I'm sorry.
We didn't even get to a minute.
I'm sorry.
We might have to go part 3.
They're going to crucify us, and they're just like on these pictures. I'm going to get crucified for having these opinions.
Crucified.
All right.
Okay. All right. Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed. We're going to come back for a part 2, maybe a part 3. We don't know where it's going to go, but
I think we got through some of the bigger stuff. The rest are going to go quicker.
Yeah. Except for this
Those
part
are some
right
big
here.
top. Yeah, that one might not.
That one might take a minute. But anyways, anything
more
you guys say? Alright, see you guys later. Bye guys. Peace.